ISIS doesn't seem to have any independent voice or action. It seems that it has probably been controlled by the American-British security services, and it is used cleverly and sometimes very crudely to serve the goals of the American-British strategy in the Middle East and now apparently in Ukraine. Normally, an extreme Islamic organization such as ISIS, a terrorist Islamic organization, should at this time be turning, I would say exclusively, against Israel and the genocide it is carrying out in Gaza. On the contrary, ISIS has recently been systematically attacking those who turn against Israel. For example, it has seriously hurt Bashar al-Assad's Syria, which has been fighting Israel with particular ferocity lately. Just as it is not justified to hit Iran, which is the main enemy of Israel in the Middle East. And yet ISIS attacked a large gathering during the anniversary of Qasem Soleimani's killing. We have now reached a point where ISIS is also attacking Russia with this terrible hit that was done, this tragic act of terrorism at the concert center. So why? What kind of interest could an extremist Islamic organization have in attacking Russia and aiding the US-British plans as well as Ukraine? Because every hit against Russia works in favor of Ukraine and the Western powers that support Kiev. All of these shows that ISIS is a pawn to serve the American-British strategy. It strikes me that the first thing the Americans said was that Ukraine had no involvement in the Moscow attack. How did they know so quickly? It hadn't been made known yet. Guilty as they are, they rushed to acquit themselves first and then Ukraine. I think that no one can believe what the US is saying about itself and Ukraine regarding the terrorist attack. The Ukrainians are losing the war, and the West is losing the war. So they will try to hit Russia with the asymmetric warfare and not in the military field. It is obvious the US knew about the terrorist attack at Crocus City Hall, and it made sure to warn its citizens in Russia in order to protect them. This gave away their whole plan, because they showed that they knew. It is impossible that the information they had was vague or speculative, but they still refrained from fully informing Russia. So, as you understand, the US allowed things to unfold, which I believe it planned in the first place. This shows how impudent they are and how they have planned this attack against Russia and this whole asymmetric war. The US doesn't want to lose the war in Ukraine, and they will do anything to prevent that. The defeat of Ukraine would mean the US is also defeated. There are some circles in the US that have a very dangerous way of thinking. They think that if the US loses its global influence, it would be better for the world not to exist.